It was testing well. I guess we'll figure it out now. Hello and welcome in to the Blanchard Lions Coaches Show here at 10 Arrows Coffee and Bistro. September 17th, your date 2024, our year. Drake Vitito alongside Jeff Craig rolling in to segment number 1 here. Going to get a little recap going of what was a rivalry game against Newcastle last week, in which Blanchard won 14-10. Before we get into the specifics, we just want to shout out 10 Arrows. It's a new location for us this year. Big shout out to 10 Arrows Coffee and Bistro for hosting us each and every week. They are also doing a Coaches Show special while I do the live read here. $14 for a full sandwich, chips, cookie, and drink. $12 for a chicken salad, sandwich, chips, cookie, and a drink. Don't worry if none of those things suit your appetite. Full menu will also be served. We also have an external speaker this week, so people can actually hear the show. Isn't that great?
Proud.
Two things that we like to teach on this show: accountability and getting better every week. And I think with the game that happened last Friday and the additions that we're adding each and every week to this show, we're doing both of those things. So let's get into that 14-10 win. First, Coach, how are you?
Good.
Doing well?
Good.
Another week.
Yep. Another week.
So a little bit stiffer competition, I think, this week compared to last. I know we talked about the Noble game ad nauseum. A little bit of a defensive showdown for both teams. Don't think I had that on my bingo card, to be completely honest with you.
Well, I don't know that we necessarily talked that much about it, but I really didn't. I mean, I really didn't expect an offensive shootout.
Yeah.
You know, I think both teams play really good defense, and both teams are solid.
Yeah.
You know, do a good job against the run game and are effective in pass defense. So, I just don't think either team was going to just line up and run the ball at each other. So, you know, it was going to come down to all of those intangibles. You know, turnovers and penalties, a mistake here, a mistake there that might make the difference in the game. And you know, that's pretty much what happened.
Those two scores for Blanchard came in the first and last quarters.
Yeah.
Capped off by the scoring was that 9-yard pass from Noah Smith to Court Pierce with about 1:24 left in the game. How do you think the group, you know, obviously first big test of the year, handled adversity through it all?
Yeah, I thought we did fairly well. I mean, you win a game at the end like that. I mean, you got to be excited about that. You know, I saw some things during the game that, you know, that I think we need to be tested. We need to be face some adversity, see how we responded and how we reacted to that.
Yeah.
I thought there was some times I thought I didn't like some of our body language, or I didn't like some of the ways we reacted to some things. You know, and we had that little discussion about it, but you don't ever get to see that until you get to face that.
Right.
And you know, this being a new crew, it was good to be put in that situation. It was good to see that. It was good to face that, and then it was good to be able to address that, and then we can grow from that. And so, you know, I like that aspect of it. And you know, when you face adversity and come out on top, it's even better. But you know, I think that was good for us going forward, and you know, I foresee that happening again this week, and we'll see how we respond this week.
Yeah, we'll absolutely get to Guthrie here in the last segment, but tell me about what they presented to you on both sides of the ball and how you prepared for it, and do you think that preparation really played into full effect, or was some of the things that they were doing really hindering what you were trying to do as well?
Nah, I thought we were prepared. I thought it wasn't that they threw a bunch of stuff at us that we didn't expect, that we didn't think was going to happen. You know, I thought their guys did a really good job in the back end and coverage stuff. You know, our thing was we missed some things.
Yeah.
You know, there was some guys open. There were some things open. We had some opportunities. You know, and that's kind of the growing pains that we're going through with young quarterbacks.
Yeah.
And especially a team that puts some pressure on you. And, you know, we've got to stay within ourselves and stay within the offense and, you know, and take that mindset of they're going to give you something and take that.
Right.
And we didn't do a very good job of that. And, you know, and that's when you're preparing for somebody like that, I mean, you can put some pressure on them and get away with some things like that, overplay some other things, get away with some of those things. and with the expectation that maybe the youthfulness of our quarterbacks don't get us in the right place.
Right.
And that happened several times, but to their credit, I mean, we were there in the end, and we made one more play, and that's what mattered. And it, I mean, as rough as it was throughout the game, we still made the one throw we needed to make.
Yeah, absolutely. I learned a new rule on Friday. Didn't know the bands could be playing at certain times or not certain times during it. Got into some fun there on Friday, didn't we?
It kind of I mean, you understand the intent of the rule.
Right.
It got us early.
Yeah.
We got a penalty early jumping off sides because we were in front of their band and they were playing.
Yeah.
And we just got to get louder there. But technically the rule says, the bands are not supposed to be playing when the other team's on offense.
Yeah.
And
I had no idea.
Yeah, so they have to shut it down. And so, they shut them down first, and then they came over and shut us down. The bad thing about it was, when they came over to shut our band down, it was about 40 seconds into the play clock.
Right.
And it was about 35 seconds into a 40-second play clock when he blew his whistle.
Newcastle band's
And
a
the
whole lot
clock's-
closer. They're a
yeah.
part of the regular stands. Blanchard
Ours
band's
is kinda
over there
off
on
to
the far
back.
end.
But still, it was 35 seconds that ran off the clock.
Yeah.
And we were going to burn our timeout after first down.
Mm-hmm.
And so as a result of them blowing that at 35, well, they ran 35 seconds off, and then they're going to reset and restart the clock with new 25. So now we're over a minute's run off the clock, and time's precious at that point.
Right.
So we had to go ahead and burn our timeout, and fortunately it worked out for us. And, we were able to kind of execute somewhat of a 2-minute offense there, even though we're early in the year on that. And, things we kind of go through on Thursday. Just to get used to playing up tempo like that. And, unfortunately we needed it, and it worked out for us, and we were able to make it happen.
Let's get into some of those highlights, if you will, from both sides of the ball for last Friday, if you will. Clip one.
This was, I think it was their second series on that. And, we had gotten good field position, weren't able to do anything with it. Punted, got them down deep in their territory. Defense did a good job of holding them, had a 3rd and long situation right here, and they make a deep pass over the middle, and Bryson did a good job of switching off to the post route right there and made a big interception. I wish he could have stayed on his feet because that's a heck of a punt.
Right.
They just had right there. So, and sometimes that's our best punt, on 3rd and long, is just throw one down there, and, hey, if they intercept it, we tackle them, and it's a good punt.
I thought the defense did really well early in the game, especially cutting off those vertical threats.
Yeah, they had a couple shots that they just missed, and and that's kind of the risk reward that we kind of play a lot. When we do that, we kind of take our chances on it. So, and fortunately Bryson did a good job of getting over the top of that and was able to haul in that interception and give us the ball back.
Clip two.
This kind of got us started. I think 3rd series that we were on right here. And, this is what we've got to get better at. If they're going to give us that, we got to take that. Great block on the edge by Cole. And we almost got resting free right there. But, that's kind of one of those things. We see that, we've got to take it.
Right.
And
recognition.
We did a good job. Yeah, just recognition. Get it out. We don't ever, that's the thing about it. We don't ever call that. So it may come at any point in time, but, it's kind of in the quarterback's hands. Let's get it in playmakers' hands and let them go do their thing.
It's one of the underrated things about this group that I like is those skill position guys being able to block. When they're not always getting passes thrown to them.
That's a big thing about Corick and Cole, especially.
Yeah,
edge guys, and Bryson is, even being an undersized guy, is just such a really good blocker in terms of getting in position and making a position block, which is the big difference in that. Just getting in the guy's way.
Right.
You don't have to drive them anywhere, but you just get in their way.
Makes a difference.
And get a crease and let our guys go. And so they do a good job about that.
Okay, gonna have some technical difficulties here, so we're good. We might have to go back. We'll recircle around to the clips here. Let's take a quick break. First off, let's actually get to a question that I always have to ask. We're not like the SEC. We don't do the injury reports that come out every week, so I have to ask the coach directly.
Sure.
Obviously, Perriman's still out with the collarbone.
Right.
Anything else notable anything that may have changed within the last week?
No, not really. I mean, it was everybody came out of that game pretty healthy, and
Okay.
a couple bumps and bruises from some JV games, but for the most part, everybody's healthy and we're good to go.
Who do you got for me this week?
We're going Luke Meeker and Braden Stacy coming in today. So
Okay.
a couple
Two
of the-
seniors
couple
again?
Of the seniors. We'll get through these senior guys and let them do their thing. So
Might have to play
on
some.
their way out.
Oh,
This is
yeah?
the last hoorah. It's the last show hoorah for those guys. So,
Have some fun games for them when they come up.
We'll get them in there.
We'll do Braden first coming up. So we are at 10 Arrows Coffee and Bistro. They have a 10 Arrows Coaches special going on every Tuesday from 6 to 7. $14 for a full sandwich, chips, cookie, and drink. $12 for a chicken salad sandwich, chips, cookie, and drink. Don't worry if none of those sound appetizing. Their full menu will also be served. My name's Drake Vitito, Jeff Craig. Going out of the first segment here, going to be with Braden Stacy, the senior linebacker for the Blanchard Lions. You are watching the Blanchard Lions Coaches Show on BlanchardLions.tv. Welcome back. Blanchard Lions Coaches Show rolling into segment 2 here. Tuesday, 6/14. I'm with Braden Stacy, senior linebacker. Goose, if I remember, is the name. Let's, for all the new listeners, new watchers, potentially for this year, what is up with the Goose nickname? Where did that come from?
It came from my grandma.
Okay.
I don't know. It's kind of a little bit embarrassing, but it's pretty much whenever I was a little kid, I used to just run around like a goose,
Yeah.
eat, crap, and squawk.
I love that.
That's what I
I
did.
didn't know what those last two words were, but that's okay. You're a linebacker, obviously, senior. Talked to you last season as a junior, so still in the upperclassmen, last go-around. When we talked, we were talking about the linebacker room last year specifically. Obviously, there's a lot of new guys, not a lot of new guys. A lot of guys are just a year older in the system, right? How has that changed? How has that room changed at all? Is it pretty much same as last year, business as usual, or is there a different mindset going into a senior year? How does that work in that linebacker room specifically?
It's almost, pretty much about the same. We've got Rinkin, he stepped up from last year. We had Ben, and we needed a spot to fill, so we got Rinkin, and he stepped up pretty good, and he's been stepping up pretty good. So
yeah.
And then we got Gage, which he got hurt last year, so he was good last year.
A little
He got
late,
hurt, yeah.
right? That was a playoff injury, I believe.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But he's doing good. And then we've got Cole, which he's good. He played in the state finals, so
Right.
not much change.
Yeah.
So.
How do you think the linebacker room did against Newcastle last week? Obviously, it was a big showdown,
Yeah,
especially defensively.
for sure.
Not a lot of points scored. How do you think that linebacker unit did in particular?
I think we did pretty good. We still got a few things to work on, inside backers, just some minor things, but I think we did good as a whole. for
Yeah.
sure.
What are we expecting for Guthrie? Obviously they're usually at the top or
Yeah.
near the top of 5A. What are they bringing specifically against this linebacker unit that you need to watch out for?
They do just some mismatch stuff, like they're trying to do misdirections and stuff like that, but it's nothing that we haven't seen and that we're not prepared for. We're preparing pretty well.
Is it more run dominant,
Yeah,
pass dominant?
It's about 60% run.
Is there any like notable players that you're going to be on the lookout for? I mean, is there any skill guys that you're going to be?
They're running back. He's probably the biggest threat, I would say.
Okay. So obviously, just a one position player, not playing both sides of the ball. Preparation wise, what does that linebacker room look like? As far as like for Guthrie, for example, I'm trying to make an example on the fly here. It's going to be a different look than Newcastle, depending on what gets thrown at you. Is the preparation different for the different types of offenses, or is your job predominantly the same, week in and week out?
It's around the same, and we got a few things that we pick up on team to team. But I mean, you just stay true to what you read and your guard. Like, we key off our guards, so I mean, it's almost about the same every time. We have a few wrinkles that we throw in every now and again, but that's about it.
So 4 years as a linebacker, correct?
Yep.
What would you say after 4 years of this experience is the hardest job? If I walk up day one and say I want to be a linebacker and I've never played in my entire life, I mean, what is the number one hardest job that you guys have to endure week in and week out?
Probably just the physical aspect of it. Just about to be just hard nosed and physical.
Okay,
But,
interesting.
Yep.
Any words of wisdom for either the underclassmen before you, the seniors that are in your class? I mean,
for the underclassmen, just listen and pay attention the first time.
In football, or is this just like in life?
In football.
Yeah.
And in life, really.
Yeah. Okay. So it's going to be a little bit shorter interview segment today. I am going to do something with you and Luke later on. Just know that you're going to have to. Just know you're coming back, and you're going to be with him.
Gotcha.
That's Braden Stacy, senior linebacker, also goes by Goose. I'm Drake Vidito. We are at 10 Arrows Coffee and Bistro. New location for us this year. Big shout out to 10 Arrows for hosting us each and every week. They are doing a Coach's Show special, $14 for a full sandwich, chips, cookie, and drink, $12 for a chicken salad sandwich, chips, cookie, and drink. Quick, before we go to break, say one good thing about Luke.
Luke, he's funny. He's a good guy.
What
Really
kind of
funny.
funny?
Any kind of funny. Any way you look at it, he's funny.
Okay. Well, we'll have both of you back on, and I'll be the judge of that. So, Drake Vidito, Braden Stacy, senior linebacker. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we will be with Luke Meeker, the senior right guard, defensive end. You're watching the Blanchard Lions Coaches Show on BlanchardLions.tv. Welcome back. Blanchard Lions Coaches Show rolling into segment 3 here, September 17th, 6:22 your time. I am with the other senior for the night,
Yes, sir.
Luke Meeker, senior right guard defensive end. How are you, sir?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Last year, as a junior when I interviewed you, you only had one position to your name. Is that
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
That was the defensive end.
Just the DN last
So
year.
this is probably a first, at least for the 2 years that I've been doing it, that someone has added a position. Not only it's on the other side of the ball. So I got to ask, why? Why did this happen? Was it a need, or was this something that you came to the coaches to and you're like, hey, I'm not. These skills need to be put somewhere else. What was the situation there?
Well, we graduated a lot last year.
Yeah.
And we needed people to play offensive line. I mean, I've always been because we have to have an offensive position. So I played offense my whole career,
Okay.
and so I finally stepped up this year and got to start a little bit.
Yeah.
So-
Okay. I like that. So you had the skill set. Have you played guard at all, or
Here
was
and
it
there.
just a little different? I
Yeah.
mean, what was the transition like adding that to position?
It was a lot at first.
Okay, so when did you know that this change was happening? Like, this was a preseason thing, I'm assuming?
Yeah. In the
Okay.
offseason, I knew.
So what does that look like in your day-to-day? Like, how do you practice? Do you practice differently? Do you just practice more than you used to? Or,
yeah.
I mean, do you
It's
have
a
to
lot-
put in
lot
more
more.
work after the practice? Like, what does that look like?
So last year I was all defense, so I'd go with team defense, and then I'd be on scout team D.
Okay.
This year I'm just defense for the first half, and I'm offense in the second half of practice. So
Okay, I see.
I put a lot more offense in my practice.
Do you
day-to-day, I
like
guess.
do you like one better than the other?
Yeah, but I won't say which.
Why not?
I'll get in trouble.
By who? This is a free forum. I know that there's people here and there's a speaker, so everyone will hear you. But you can say what you want,
I
whatever
do.
you want. Nothing's recorded.
I like them both equally.
Okay, all right. Well, which one's more difficult?
I think offense is way more difficult.
Why is that?
A lot more thinking. Defense is just going. It's a lot of physicality. Offense, I got to think about my assignments, where I'm blocking, who I'm blocking,
Okay.
and all my steps.
So
and all
we
that.
need to kind of dissect this, because for people that may not just like follow the game of football,
Mhm.
is people look at the 5 offensive linemen and just think they all do the same thing, which you
No.
know, maybe like at its most basic,
Yeah.
sure,
Yeah.
protecting people, right? Like a guard, center, tackles. I mean, what are you doing specifically at that guard spot then that's different than like a center or like a tackle?
So a lot of time, I don't have a guy head up.
'Kay.
Sometimes I will, but mostly it'll be over our center and our tackle.
'Kay.
So I have a lot of double teams, helping out with double teams, and then I move up to backers a lot on run plays,
Okay.
and my pass sets are a lot shorter.
That's a lot. It's a
Yeah.
lot of info. It's a lot of different stuff.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. So would you say that offensive lineman in general might be one of the harder positions to play in all of football?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay. Well, let's talk about Newcastle. Let's start on one side of the ball, go to the other.
'Kay.
Let's start with defense.
All right.
You know, defensive line, I think it was a big point of contention, at least for us, going into the game, knowing what they had offensively. How do you think that group performed
I think
all around?
as a unit, our D line played pretty well. We held our ground when we needed to. We were obviously way outsized.
Yeah.
They've got some big guys there. We're a little undersized for a D line unit.
Yeah.
But I think with that, and we played in our gaps, our responsibilities were done. I think we played pretty well.
Okay. Well, let's move to the other side then. What do you think? How do you think the offensive line performed?
It was
against the
rough.
Newcastle D?
It was rough here and there.
'Kay.
We had our
You
moments.
specifically, or just as a group?
As a unit, yes.
'Kay.
It was rough here and there. We had our moments where we shined, and we had ours where we hope no one was watching.
Right.
So,
Okay. But we're fixing that up, right?
Yes,
this
sir.
week for,
Yeah.
for Guthrie. Let's talk about Guthrie, and we'll go both sides since
Mhm.
you're going to be seeing both. What exactly are we going to be expecting or seeing from that Guthrie offense?
Guthrie has that. They run the ball a lot.
Okay.
They will. Their running back, like you said, is pretty good.
Okay.
We're expecting just a lot of run plays, a lot of cardinal and stuff, a lot
Okay.
of counter.
Okay. Interesting. So they have the bodies up front, I'm assuming,
Yeah.
to match up.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, about defense, offense? What should we be expecting from that Guthrie defense? Are they pressure heavy? Are they going to be throwing a lot of different like blitz packages?
Yeah,
I mean,
they'll
what's
blitz a lot. They're known for having like a weird defense. They've sent 5 guys, they've sent 6 guys, or
Okay.
they'll just send 4. So it's a lot of just taking our play side steps, everyone on the same page,
okay?
and just go as a unit.
So, how does your job change from like a 4 to like a 4 set compared to like a 6? I mean,
Well,
it's just who
6
you end up.
6-1 guys goes free. You only got 5
Yeah,
of us.
you just gotta
Yeah.
protect as best you can.
yeah.
Okay, interesting. Talking with Luke Meeker, senior right guard, defensive end for the Blanchard Lions. Okay, I wanted the interview segment to be a little bit shorter because we're going to take a small break, and we're actually going to have Braden come on with you. It's a new thing that we're doing this year, having two guys on at the same time. We're going to have a little fun. That's Luke Meeker. Rolling out of the third segment is what we are doing now. When we come back for the fourth segment, we're going to have both of the guys on live, and we're going to ask some questions to them. Just have a little bit of fun. I'm glad that some of your compatriots are here with you because we're going to have some fun with them as well.
All right.
Awesome. You're listening to the Blanchard Lions Coaches Show on Blanchard Lions TV. We'll be right back.
Support your school's booster club and get your business in front of thousands of potential customers. Talk about a win-win. Advertising packages start on this streaming station for less than $10 a game. Call 405-726-0835 or email adam@squirtle.com right now for more information.
Surface Experts is your one-stop shop for all of your hard surface damage. If you have a scratch, chip, crack, burn mark, or hole, we can handle it. We repair all types of hard surfaces.
Welcome back. Rolling into the fourth segment. We're live producing on air. It's great. Big shout out to 10 Arrows. They're going to be hosting us each and every week for the Blanchard Lions Coaches Show. They're also going to be doing a Coaches Show special when we're on the air. $14 for a full sandwich, chips, cookie, and drink. $12 for a chicken salad sandwich, chips, cookie, and drink. Full menu will also be served. So even if those two things do not sound appetizing, they're going to have their full menu available. Okay, Drake Vidito. Past couple segments, I have been interviewing a couple of the seniors, Luke Meeker, Braden Stacy. We got the boring stuff over with, right? Talking about football, talking about, what was before with Newcastle, what's to come with Guthrie. I did some things with Coric and Brayson last week that were very revealing. We asked a couple of questions to them to make them see how well they knew each other. We are not doing that this week. Don't worry. I don't know how well you guys are friends, but maybe we'll make some friendships, or maybe we'll break some friendships today. How does that sound? Okay, I'm going to call this segment Tackle Talk. Okay. With Braden Stacy and Luke Meeker. So I'm going to ask you guys some questions, okay? It's basically who would likely, I guess is the way we would put this, who would more likely, okay, between you two. Okay. And I'm glad you have some of your people here because I would like some crowd participation, maybe just some points to who you guys think based off these questions. So, for example, let's start easy. I would say, who has better style? You would point to who has better style, and then you would. Oh, okay. So it's an agreement. Okay. Yeah. So I guess I need a pen. I forgot one. That's okay. We'll just keep lined up in our minds. Okay. Who would survive longest in the wild? Would just
Goose.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
It
Doesn't even matter.
100%.
Didn't even say the weapon that we were gonna have. Why is that?
Outdoorsy.
He's the hunter guy.
Yep, I'm the hunter.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
interesting.
He wears camo to school. I don't.
So that's one. This is two. Why do you have better style? Isn't style subjective?
Yeah.
I mean, some people could see Luke and be like, you know what? It's a good-looking guy.
I think most would say that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm kidding.
Who's more likely, and this is one I really need help with, who's more likely to ditch out on a guy's night to go on a date with a woman?
Braden, he's been doing that.
Okay. That's fair.
Braden. Wow.
Dang.
Do you want to?
That is not in the air.
Do you have?
I don't know. It kind of is.
Do you have anything to say for yourself? Any defense that you would like to?
He's starting to act like a little bit like me.
No,
okay.
I'm not gonna lie.
All right. Do you guys hang out a lot outside of the football happenings?
Kind of.
Yeah.
Not really.
Okay.
Depends what's going on.
Yeah.
Number 4. Who's more likely to not listen to something their coach just told them?
I don't know. I don't know. That is hard.
Ooh.
Does it not happen? Does it happen? Do they both do it a lot? Do they not do it either?
What do y'all think?
I think we both listen.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Really?
I think it's
okay.
about- yeah.
All right. We'll just go tie. We'll just go tie here. Who's more likely to get arrested?
Oh.
Yeah.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Well, we heard a stray Luke. I'm gonna put Luke down.
Are you serious?
What would you be doing to get arrested?
No.
No telling.
No? Okay, a lot of things.
I wouldn't say that.
Who's more likely to get involved in a pyramid scheme?
Huh?
Do you know what a pyramid scheme is? Is personal finance still a thing?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah, I
All
cheated in
right.
that class.
All right.
Same.
So are we going with Luke for the pyramid scheme?
Sure.
Yeah, go for it.
Who's more likely to break up with a girlfriend because they're figuring themselves out?
I don't know.
Probably me.
Yeah.
Goodness. Do you have a girlfriend now?
Yeah.
Oh no. Yeah.
Should we turn this into like the amateur hour?
No.
No? Okay. 8. Who's more likely to have more tackles this Friday versus Guthrie? I had to
Probably
put it
Goose.
in there.
I'm gonna take it.
Okay.
I'm
all
plugging
right.
the holes. He's filling them.
Yep.
All right. Interesting. All right. Yeah, that was tackle talk. Thank you for the crowd participation. We learned some things
We
today.
did.
Oh,
we
yeah.
did.
We may need to talk afterward. We may get you some help. That was Braden Stacy, Luke Meeker. Just a little presentation that I wanted to do and learn a little bit more about the team. Thank you guys.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate
Thank you.
both of you. Okay, before we go off, say one good thing about each other. Say one good thing about your teammates.
My teammates are very supportive, and I appreciate them every day.
Wow, it's touching.
Thanks. All right, Goose, you go.
Appreciate my teammates. They work hard. They fight for me.
I really like Goose. He's a good teammate. He gives good calls. So, and he has a good sense of style since we hated on his style earlier.
Okay.
I like Luke because he keeps the lineman off me, and lets me make tackles. I like that a lot.
Lovely. It's a well-oiled machine we have here. Okay, we're getting out of this segment, rolling into the final segment. I think we have the clips, so it might be a little bit of an extended segment. Big shout out to the seniors to the right of me for coming on today. You guys are listening to the Blanchard Lions Coaches Show at 10 Arrows Coffee. Big shout out to 10 Arrows for hosting us each and every week. We will be right back with our final segment.
Support your school's booster club and get your business in front of thousands of potential customers. Talk about a win-win. Advertising packages start on this streaming station for less than $10 a game. Call 405-726-0835 or email adam@squirtle.com right now for more information.
Surface Experts is your one-stop shop for all of your hard surface damage. If you have a scratch, chip, crack,
Welcome back. Rolling into the final, we'll call it the extended segment here at the Blanchard Lions Coaches Show. 6:35 your time, September 17th your date, 2024 your year. Drake Vitito, Jeff Craig. Let's get into the clips. I know it's going to take a little bit, and we've got to get to Guthrie. So clip 1, let's redo this. Clip 1, here we go.
So we're back once again. Early possession for them. Maybe their second possession, second or third. I can't remember on that, but we did a good job of pinning them. Our defense got them, big stop. Got them in 3rd and long, trying to go deep on us, and our guys did a good job. Pass. So big interception, big turnover there for us, and probably a big punt for them, really. But
Right.
But it's a momentum change. It's
Yeah.
a big play for us. Big interception by Brayson, and this kind of spins off of that possession on there. And like I said earlier, if we didn't see it, this quick pass to Reston Victory out there, great block on the edge by Cole Watkins, just pancakes his defensive back, allows Reston to get outside away from the safety and make big yardage out of that. And, something's built in our offense, and we've got to take advantage of it. And we did there to set up a big play. Then followed this up a couple plays later. This is a couple plays later off of this. Once again, one of our RPOs. we're reading linebackers in there, and we get a heavy fit for run, and so we're able to pull it and hit Reston over the middle right there, and had nobody in the middle of the field. And once he got inside his defensive back, it was a clean he got up inside, and we were able to stick it to him, and take it down deep inside the 10 and set us up, and then followed that up one play later on that. It was just kind of it was kind of a 4-play series right there. We had one run mixed in that didn't do a whole lot, and then we come back right here with some good blocking up front. And Vaughn did a great job of trying to stay patient in there, find a little crease, get through. We got some good movement there by Gavin Rich, moving his guy in the end zone. So we were able to get the ball in the end zone for the first score of the night and take a 7-0 lead.
Clip 5.
After they had scored to go up, after 10-7, and we kicked off here, and Coach Blackburn does a good job with our kickoff return team. We have our little fake reverse deal. We get Corey down the sideline untouched, all the way down inside the 25. Unfortunately, we got a
So it was by design.
Yeah, it's by design on that.
We were wondering that in the press box because we had just interviewed Coric and Brayson and how well they know each other, and I was just like, I'm sure that was drawn up, but I'm
going to say it was. It very likely could have been just on the fly.
Yeah.
You never know with those guys, but
great play.
It was set up well. We got unfortunately we had a penalty there on sideline interference and backed us up. And we got the ball down there, weren't able to do anything, turned it over, and weren't able to put any points on the board. And that was the disappointing part about it.
Clip 6.
Come back once again. I can't stress how much our defense did for us, keeping us in the game. We got a big 4th down play right here. Just really felt the momentum. I felt like we had Coric out here on the edge, and we needed a momentum shift. And I thought we could get the ball to Coric there, and fortunately, their the guy that was back return guy was able to miss that, and we put a good shot and good throw on Bryson.
Great spot though.
Yeah, ball's on the money, and we get it to him, and he's able to make a big catch right there, and that was a huge, huge play. But just like earlier, though, we weren't able to punch it in. That's
right.
That was the only bad thing about it. We had the ball in good territory several times, we just weren't able to put it in the end zone.
Clip 7.
It's kind of late in the game. They're trying to get some. They hadn't run much outside. They'd been really hitting us hard up inside, and had a lot of run game inside. They do try to go outside, but our guys just rallied to the football right there. Man, I just can't speak highly enough. If you watch how our guys play, and this is kind of what we hang our hat on this. And if you watch at the end of the play, count how many guys are standing over here on the other side or in the middle of the field and just hanging out. You look at what's around the football
Bodies.
over there.
Yeah.
We got a few guys hanging around on the back, but everybody's getting to the football, and our guys play with a lot of aggressiveness and swarm the football. We did a really good job on the edge. I thought Gage got held right there, but we really kind of forced him to bounce. Brayson's able to run the alley, get him stopped. Reston comes on from the cornerback, and then the rest of our guys are there to finish it off. So
it's got to come from the middle.
Really good, really good defense right there, and our guys doing a great job of just running to the football.
Clip 8.
Big stop. They're down there, late in the ball game, 4th down. Got an opportunity to put the game away right here, and we got to have a big stop to have a chance. And our guys, once again, come in there with great effort, get relentless effort, get pressure on the quarterback, force a throw in the end zone. We had a bunch of guys there. If we could have picked it off, we'd have brought the ball out to the 20. That would have been nice. But big stop right there gave us an opportunity and gave us a chance. And that was what we needed. We just give us a chance, and we'll see if we can make something happen with that.
Clip 9.
Bad thing about it was we didn't get much done, and then we got 4th and 12 down deep, and very rarely do you put punts on your team highlight film, but this was such a huge play for us. We're backed up. We'd gone for it before. They don't know if we're going to do it again, and so we're able to get a clean back end, and Noah's able to get a huge punt off, and we get a 66-yard punt out of there. It gets us out of that end of the field, and gets them back in their end of the field. Now we're able to flip the field. Maybe we got a chance, 3.5 minutes and 3 timeouts. We got a chance to maybe do something.
I want to say the first punt may have not been great, but then the rest the rest after that were amazing.
We kind of struggled there early in the punt department, but we're kind of getting that figured out with some practice and some time. And
he definitely made up for it for the rest of the way.
We'll make up for those 9 and 10 yarders that we hit with that 66 yarder.
Clip 10.
So we get the stop from them and get the ball back with about 2 minutes left, and just a big shot to Cole Watkins out on the side. Great throw from Noah, and Cole did a great job of going up and getting that ball kind of in traffic. I mean, he's not just wide open; he's got some traffic around him.
Right.
Goes up, makes a big catch, and gets the ball inside the 15. We get the ball down to 11-yard line, and now we're in business with 2 minutes left to play. We feel like we can get this thing in the end zone.
Where did Cole go? Is that a push off? No. Okay. All right. Just keeping you honest. Clip 11.
No call, right? No
That's
call.
right. No call doesn't count.
Did you see? And that's what Coach Rollins with me when I was at Carl Albert. Did you see a flag? No, we didn't see a flag. So we get we got a third down here, big third down, 8 to go. We can get a first at the 1, but we're trying to punch that in, and we do a good job of stringing that out. Noah's able to string that out. Corrick actually slipped and kind of went down, and the DB kind of overplayed the route, and he was able to kind of make that adjustment, slide back in. Just a heady play on his part, and a good job by Noah just hanging on to it to the last second. And
not an easy catch either. I mean, it's a bullet
zinging
outside
one in
your
there.
body.
Yeah, it's not coming kind of back across his momentum and hands all out in front of him, and he's able to snag it and pull it in. So huge catch and a big score to go ahead.
Clip 12.
We had to put it on here. Gage is probably sick of watching it, but we put it back on there for him on that. It's a great pressure from Cole off the edge. Hits the quarterback's arms.
Man.
Forces a flutter ball out into the flats out there, and Gage was already in the end zone.
I think you already saw green, yeah.
There was a lot of green in front of him, and he was ready to take it to the house, and so –
I think it's a football gods thing, right? You're going to get your redemption at some point. You just got to be ready to do it when it comes to you.
He'll get another shot.
Might not be as easy as that one, but it'll come again. I like that.
But yeah, that was, good pressure off the edge.
We got one more.
Good job of hitting him. Yeah, and then we'll finish it.
Thought we had 12. 13.
I thought this was the last one, but I don't know. Maybe there's one more in there. But I think it might be a repeat.
Maybe we got the celebration.
But yeah, so got him in second and long, and we do a good job of our zone pressure there and flush the quarterback, and that's a good job. That's one of the things that we can kind of get when we can get in our nickel package, and we can get very athletic, and we can bring Cole in from outside backer and bring him down to defensive end. We put some athletes in it, at linebacker, and and we can really cover you up. And so they did a great job. Flushed him out, and then Cole and Braxton kind of team up on him to get him down. And we'll take that any time in a 2-minute offense. You can run the ball 5 yards and stay in bounds. We're in business. And then we'll finish it up. Yeah, this is the last play. We'll finish this on this. And once again, we're in the zone. We're back zone coveraged up, keeping everything in front. We're going to play high over the top. It's a minute left in the game. Don't give them anything big. They got to get in the end zone. We don't want to give up a big play. And they just miscommunicate on the outside, and Jackson reads it and picks it off. And you don't really kind of get to see him in the corner over there. Thought he was going to make it to the house. You got to give our quarterback credit on that. That's kind of how that's how I used to play when I threw a pick. I just wanted to go blow the guy up. And that's about – That's about 2:30. That's about I threw interceptions. That's the bad thing. We brag about throwing interceptions, but that was the thing you wanted to do. I'll give him credit. He could have stood there and watched him score, but he went down there and took him. That's about 2:30, hitting about 1:30, and I thought Jackson was going to get it in the end zone, and he got smoked on that at the 1 yard line. But This is a great pick on his part. I was happy for him. He had a tough night. He's on an island out there a lot of times. They caught some balls on him, and that's part of it. But we get to finish it off with that. So that was a good finish for him, and he survived the hit. So that was the other thing,
right?
Because he took a shot.
Yeah, I think he had a little bit of tunnel vision. Didn't see like the other 50 to the right of him.
Might have been some stars floating around up there.
Yeah,
on that one.
That was a 14-10 win over Newcastle. That's happening like right here in the last segment. So we need to get to what is to come.
Yeah.
This Friday, the last non-district game. Instead of Piedmont this year, we switched to Guthrie.
Yeah, we're just glutton for punishment.
I don't know if you could consider that a lateral move. Probably a rung up is Guthrie. It's no disrespect to Piedmont; they're usually pretty good as well. But let's get into it, shall we? Obviously, Guthrie needs no introduction. They're usually a really good contender in 5A year in and year out.
Absolutely.
Lost to Tuttle in week 1, 31-24. Big one against Duncan. Big as in like score differential, 54-12. Kind of stuff are they throwing out there that makes you look twice, or some of the stuff that you guys have been prepping for this week?
Well, I just, Guthrie's a perennial 5A power. You know, they're always in the mix and always hanging around. I know they graduated several guys last year, and they've got some young guys in. They're still talented. They're very talented and a very good football team. Put a lot of pressure on you.
Yeah.
Their defense puts a lot of pressure on you. They get after it. That's that's the thing you notice probably more than anything is just the way they play. They play hard. They're scrappy. They're gonna make you execute.
Yeah.
And if you don't, you're gonna pay for it. If you make a mistake here or there, they're gonna be in your backfield. And we're going to have to understand they're going to make a few plays here or there defensively on us. We're going to have some negative plays, and then we just have to rally up and overcome that and get back from that. But because of what they do and how they do it, I mean, it's inevitable that somebody's going to get free every now and then, and we'll have a negative play. We just can't have really negative plays.
Right.
We'll just have to make up for those and get that, limit that as much as possible on that, and then take advantage, kind of unlike we did last week. When things present themselves, we need to take advantage of those things. And so
two opportunities, points wise.
We got to be a little bit more opportunistic when those arrive, and to get the ball where it's open, get the ball in space, get on guys in certain situations up front and finish blocks.
Yeah,
I didn't think we finished very well. We had some creases, but then we would lose a guy late, and so we just got to do a better job of sustaining those blocks. They're going to be hard. They're hard to block. They're hard to sustain. So we got to really work hard on those, and really got to work hard up there on that. And then, as far as their offense goes, I mean, they've got some guys over there that can go, and they've got some speed, and the schemes they use and the way they play offense kind of like they play defense. They just get after it. They try to get in your face, and they try to pound you, and then they'll throw one over you or throw one around you, or so they're gonna put a lot of stress on our defense coming at us, and so we got to return the favor and try to get as many guys as we can in the ball, kind of like in that game that we saw in the highlights. We're trying to get multiple guys to the ball. They force you to respect some other things that maybe slows down a few guys.
Yeah.
But once we see it, we gotta hustle up and get over there. So
what did Tuttle do specifically that made it so successful? Obviously not a super high scoring game. I mean,
well, they had Tuttle had two big plays to their new receiver kid, the move-in kid from Southmore that got behind their secondary with his speed.
Yeah, and
they dropped a couple of really nice deep balls in on money shots on that, one for a touchdown and one down around the 5 for two of their big scores on that, and then and just some some dink and dunk pass stuff here, and then mix a little bit of run in, and then dink and dunk pass stuff, and then a shot, and then but that ball game was back and forth all the way down to the end, and then Tuttle just got an interception late, and then made a big throw, and the McAdoo kid went up over their DB and made a huge catch.
Kind of like
for the game winner
2 years ago at Tuttle.
Yeah,
with Landon
yeah.
Act.
So
Just kind of ended up being the last person with the ball.
Yeah, make a big play at the end, and you know, a player makes a play at the end, and they win the game. And you know, that game could have gone either way.
Right.
And you know, Tuttle was fortunate enough to come out on top of that one. But you know, it was a back and forth affair, and you know, I thought, you know, Guthrie did a great job against their run game, and really kind of limited what they did on the run. And that's the thing about it. We got to try to get positive yards on the ground running the football.
Yeah.
See if we can spring one every now and then, and just keep them honest in there. And then, you know, and then that keeps them out of our pass game, and then we can take advantage of some things through the air. But you know, if we've got zero run game, that's going to be tough.
Right.
So we've got to handle their blitz, and we've got to run the football, you know, effectively. We don't have to, you know, we have to dominate, but we have to be effective running the football and making them stay in there and respect it.
So I know you talked about some of those things in that answer, but we did miss out on. There were some whispers of some people. Where did that segment go that you always do in the last?
Oh, yeah.
In the last. So we'll bring it back.
Yeah.
Craig's Commandments. All right.
There we go.
We love to do it every single week. I forgot that was on me last week. So you can give me as much as you want, as little. Just something that I can write down, take up to the box to make sure that we're doing what we're supposed to be doing come Friday night.
There you go. Well, number one, we got to limit. We have to limit their big plays. You know, they're running back. Well, their do-all guy, plays quarterback, running back, whatever. You know, in the Tuttle game, had 2 big runs for touchdowns, and we've got to limit that. We can't give up big plays like that for touchdowns. We got to, you know, as you say, make them earn it.
Yeah.
And you know, and if they do, they do. But you know, no big shots, no big runs. Try to create turnovers so we can you know, we can get a short field, create opportunities for our offense through our defense on that. And then offensively, you know, just like I said before in the other segment, you know, take what's there. If they give us something, we gotta take it. You know, we got to be heady enough to hit the open guy. We got to be heady enough to hit the hole, be in the right gap. When that gap opens, you know, read their blitz stuff and make adjustments to it as far as running the football. But you know, we got to be effective. Like I said, be effective with the run game, and then you know, to be able to establish a passing game and take care of the football. Pretty much how most of these games in this fashion go.
You know, you'd think after week, you know, putting all these things together wins you games, and
well, you know,
we have last year's proof.
I mean, it's always gonna come down to coach speak, and it's always going to come down to those things that we talk about: turning the ball over, you know, mistakes. You know, we've got to go into it with the mindset that, you know, our defense is pretty good. We got to let our defense do their thing.
Yeah.
You know, and I always try to tell our guys, let's end an offensive possession with a kick.
Yeah.
You know, it's a punt, a field goal, or, you know, or an extra point.
Yeah.
You know, but let's try not to end it with, you know, fumbles and interceptions and turnovers. Let's take care of the ball, and if we have to, we'll kick it.
I know you've spoken to some of those players for them before, but just for the people that will be watching on stream, notable players to watch out for Guthrie on both sides of the ball.
Well, they're do-all.
You can do
guy.
position
Yeah.
or number or whatever you want to do.
You know, their do-all guy on offense, you know, the number 3,
Okay.
you know, is a big playmaker for those guys. I mean, he's not it, but, you know, by far he's the guy that's
making things happen,
making the big plays.
Okay.
You know, the rest of their guys are solid, and they do their job, and they do what they're supposed to do, and they're good at it. But, you know, he's the guy that's been explosive for them.
Okay.
So we got to recognize when he's at quarterback, when he's at running back, wherever he's at on the field, we need to recognize that. I mean, that's a guy that can hurt you in a hurry. And so, like I said, he hurt Tuttle twice on big runs. So we got to limit that and not let him do it. And then, you know, defensively, their number 7 defensive tackle guy's hard to block. I mean, he's quick, he's fast, he's tough in there. All of their D linemen guys are tough. 44 is an edge player. He's tough to handle. Both of their linebackers do a great job. I'm impressed with their linebackers, how they play and how they're able to read and shoot gaps. And they, sometimes it looks like you've got certain things called, but man, they do a great job of adjusting on the fly when they're blitzing. Mm-hmm. And maybe they were supposed to go here, but it closed off or whatever, and they readjust that to another gap and just find a way to get through there.
Yeah.
And they're
really good on the fly.
Yeah, and they're in everybody's backfield a lot. So, very heady. They're very heady and very smart in that respect. And like I said, they put pressure on you. So we got to limit that and make them pay for it. We got to make them pay for it. And if we can do that, then maybe they'll quit doing it. But if they get away with it all night, it's going to be a long night for us.
It's going to be a 7 p.m. kick at home. It's homecoming. Anything important that you want to say? Maybe some different stuff, obviously, with homecoming festivities. Maybe get there a little bit early.
Yeah, get there. Well, we have, with homecoming coming up, we get, if you haven't been down, man, come out and enjoy it. It's a good time. We have homecoming parade at 1:45. It's, I think everybody in town's there and then some. And it's a good time for that. Probably everybody on Highway 62 hates it because they get blocked off.
Right.
But,
yeah.
But it's a great time for our community, and we get to kind of showcase ourselves and what we're all about. And everybody comes out for that. That's big. Coronation is at 6 o'clock at the stadium. So, like I said, if you want to see that or be a part of that, you need to get there early. So that'll start at 6 o'clock, and then, like you said, games at 7. So come out and enjoy it. It'll be a great time. Our kids, they enjoy our homecoming. It's a blast, and it's a fun time. We get to showcase a lot of kids and showcase our school and our town and everything. It's a fun time.
Yeah.
So
anything I missed before we go here?
Yeah. Well, before we go, I did have to, because I'm going to embarrass her and make her feel bad on that. So I did have to say, it is.
I can see the face right now.
You see her back here right now. Yeah, she's already hiding behind that plant. But I had to say happy birthday to my wife, Nicole, back here. It's her birthday today, so happy birthday to her. And, we got a big 10 Arrows dinner planned.
That's right.
For the birthday celebration on that deal, yeah.
Big shout out to 10 Arrows, by the way. They're going to be our Coach's Show host this week, every week for this year, including playoffs. They're going to have their Coach's Show special, 6 to 7, when this show is running every Tuesday. $14 for a full sandwich, chips, cookie, and a drink. $12 for a chicken salad sandwich, chips, cookie, and a drink. Full menu also being served, so you don't just have to do the special if you don't want. I've been doing a bad job telling everyone where you can watch, listen, everywhere.
Yeah.
So if you're not on a TV, by a screen that you can watch, you can also stream the game on the KRXO app that's on iOS and Android. And if you're in the car, you'll also be able to listen to us on KRXO 104.5. So a lot of different ways you can listen and watch. It's going to be a big game on Friday, especially with all the homecoming things. But as for tonight, as for here at 10 Arrows Coffee and Bistro, my name is Drake Vidito. That's Jeff Craig, the real leader of all this, Ashley Robertson, the brains behind all this operation. This has been the Blanchard Lions Coaches Show at 10 Arrows Coffee and Bistro. Same time next week, getting into district play, and we'll talk about what was to come Friday with Guthrie. But as for myself and that man next to me, this has been the Blanchard Lions Coaches Show on BlanchardLions.tv.
Support your school's booster club and get your business in front of thousands of potential customers. Talk about a win-win.